Hey, what's up, everybody? The schedule release is out, and it is favorable for the Detroit Lions. In this video, we're going to give you a few reasons why it is a very favorable schedule and why it plays out to be a better year than I think I thought it would be. So,
Mhm.
Chris, let's just jump right into it. What are one of the, and you can see the schedule here, but what are one of the big reasons that you think this is a favorable schedule for the Lions this year?
Yeah, I love the beginning of the season. It feels like the last few years it was tough schedule, or we started on the road, or
Yeah,
on the road, 2 of the first 3, or just, stuff that was just hard for a team like us to overcome. And so
absolutely.
now when we've got home, the first 2 games, I'll just start there. I mean, the first 2
Or three
games,
of the first four.
yeah, 3 of the first 4, but those first 2 games too, those opponents are manageable, and when you just talk about football especially, that momentum, that just, like, the psychological, "All right, we've started off with a win," or when you go 0-2 right out of the gates, I mean, it's just so tough, and then that game 3 is a must win, but what if
Yeah.
we can win against Philly, win against Washington, go 1-1 there? I mean, even that would be so huge, so we've
Yeah.
got a fighting chance, and that's what I love. Anything stand out for you, Craig, as you just the first thing that as you saw the schedule?
Oh, yeah. So many things stand out. But I think the big thing that stood out to me was we get to play the NFC East. I
Mm,
think that is just the big one. So you get Philly, you get Washington, you get New York, right? I mean, these are teams that you're like, ooh, they're
right.
not great.
Don't
And
scare me. No.
then you also, I mean, notice how I didn't say Dallas, but still Dallas, I mean, coming off a bye week, that's about the best time you could ask for
Yep.
it. So, and then you throw in like you get the AFC East plus Jacksonville, like okay. And so I think that, and a part of that is just where we finished the regular season last year. So we're going to play teams like Jacksonville and Carolina and stuff like that because they had similar records. So I think that is a big part of it. But that was the first thing that stuck out to me was NFC East.
Love that.
Nice.
And dude, I love that we're not playing the Cardinals also. Just
Oh, thank you.
oh,
For
this
one of even though we beat them last year because it was the first time we've ever played them not in Arizona.
oh my gosh, seriously. And it's like even when
What
they
is
came
that?
here, oh, so terrible. So yeah, dude, great observation there. That's right, because we
Oh,
were against the NFC West last year. Hard one of the toughest divisions in football.
yes.
We're going on the road, 2 of those games out to LA. And I mean, that's hard. And that's why you see all these games 1 o'clock. We don't have any funky. I mean, we had yeah, there's just been years where it's Sunday night, 4 o'clock. I mean, that's fine and that's great to have the prime time, but it's just nice, man. 1 o'clock. There's no weird. We're not going over to Europe or anything. It's just 1 o'clock, man. That's great.
Can that be an advantage? Like, it's a good rhythm to get into. We always play
Absolutely.
Thanksgiving every year, which everybody says, "Oh, that's a bummer because you don't get, it's a short week." Well, yeah, but then it's a long week after that too. So it's like, yeah, you have a Thursday night, but then you have like a mini bye week where you get a couple extra days off.
Absolutely.
But every single game at 1 o'clock,
I
except Green Bay. Now, could we get flexed in one of these? Maybe. But every single game right now, 15 of the 17 are at 1 o'clock. That's a
that's
big deal. And not only that, I think the furthest south we go is Carolina, and the furthest west we go is Dallas. So,
oh
so Dallas is our furthest trip, and it's just like that is not bad. That
no.
is not bad. So time and travel are fantastic
I
on
love
this
that.
schedule.
Right, you talk about a rhythm, you talk about when you play, when your body's
Yep.
right, because we could maybe should have done this. We could look at like Seattle, right? Seattle's going to be
Oh,
who
heavy
knows what they
miles
have.
traveled. Yep.
Yeah, they could have had Carolina the week before. Then it's like, do they go home and do they stay out east? I'm just making that up, but that's the type of stuff that can
They go
happen
home.
in a season, and it's just like it's hard enough as it is, especially for us. Like we need as much continuity, breaks, all the stuff that we can possibly get. So the one
Yep.
o'clock window is just like absolutely give it to me. Love it.
Well, think if you're LA, right? So you're defending Super Bowl champs. You're in California, so you're traveling back and forth all the time. You're traveling at least halfway across the country for basically every single game except the teams you play in your own division. And then You are playing a bunch of Monday night football, Sunday night football, Thursday night football. Like you're gonna fill. I think you're only allowed 5 prime times,
Okay.
and they're going to do that. The Detroit Lions. I heard this. Don't quote me on it, but the Detroit Lions, I believe, are the only team in the NFL without a scheduled primetime game. No Thursday, no Sunday, no Monday, which is kind of surprising to me because I think a lot of people feel like they're on the way up and we have Hard Knocks. So I thought the NFL might be like, oh yeah, people will want to watch the Lions after Hard Knocks, but they didn't throw us any primetime games, and I'm not going to complain about it.
No, you and I think are on the same page with this. I think primetime games was huge 10 years ago. I mean, that was
Oh
something you
yeah.
really kind of a mark of where you were as a franchise. And if you're getting
Yep.
games, and we really wanted it because we sucked for the whole beginning of 2000s and we wanted that. But now every game's on, every game you can see clear as day. It's
Yeah.
not what it once was. Every broadcast team's really good, really. I mean, unless you're
Absolutely.
late in the season and
Well,
we get
not
no,
every
but
broadcast team. There's
no,
some
not every broadcast team,
struggles.
but but early on, I mean, I think, yeah, you're watching, you're in tune to the game, and it's less about, yeah, I mean, like the intro, right, to Monday Night Football. That was, I have to see this.
Oh,
I have to see the,
yes.
and now I don't even know what they do for Monday night. You know what I mean? So that's the difference. But it doesn't matter as much
I
as
think
it
it's
used to.
Carrie Underwood.
Oh well, she might be Sunday night.
Oh, is she
For
Sunday night?
I don't
Oh, wow. You might be right.
know. I don't know.
Obviously, like, hey, we care about the football more
Yep.
than the pregame introduction. So, no, I think that is huge. And then here's the other thing that I thought was massive. I sent you a screenshot earlier of the strength of schedule from 2021. There are only 4 teams that have an easier strength of schedule than the Detroit Lions. All of them are in the NFC East.
Hmm.
So, I mean, literally, it's the 4 NFC East teams, and we get to play all of them, so it's fine. So I'm really excited about the fact that not a lot miles traveled. By the way, 9 home games, not 8, 9 home games. I think if I'm counting right,
Yeah.
like all these factors are playing into our favor, which to me it feels like a year early. I would like this schedule next year
Right.
when I think we're truly going to be ready to compete. But I'll take it. Like we might be good enough. It's
It
interesting. I think it's an easy enough schedule in the beginning, while as we're trying to figure stuff out in the beginning of the year, we could do some things. Philly, well, we're gonna do game by game in our live segment,
Yeah.
or we've already done it in another video. So
Yeah,
whatever.
that's right. And you know what, Craig? We don't have any, well, other than Green Bay and Buffalo, you don't have any just
Yeah.
straight up juggernaut. This is a
No.
problem game
Yeah.
where last year we had San Fran, bang, Rams,
Boom. Seattle at the time,
yeah, oh yeah.
kinda,
But
kinda.
yeah, Seattle Russell, but still, you're just like, oh, like there's only a couple games in here where I'm really like, I don't like this. The rest, it's like, let's go. We got a chance, like
Yeah.
last year, we just didn't have the team. We didn't have the roster. We were injured. There's COVID around,
Yeah.
and we were playing just some like 5 or 6, just like we don't have a chance. We're going for, we're faking, that
Just
type of stuff that,
throw in the kitchen sink type
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah. And I think, again, this isn't a positive, but as is a pretty much yearly tradition, we play Green Bay in week 18 in Lambeau. So it's like, come on.
because the problem with that is if we were good enough, then the division will come down to that game.
Yeah.
If we even have and it's like, well, come on. Well,
Why is
that's
this starting to feel like Michigan, Ohio State at the end of the year? Every year at
yes,
the end of the NFL season, we play Green Bay. It's like, I understand. I don't know. It was like 15 years ago, something like that. NFL went to the schedule where your final week is always against a divisional opponent. It's always Green Bay. At least it seems that way. And it would make more sense to me for the NFL to schedule Green Bay, Chicago on the last week of the year, because I feel like that's the biggest rivalry in the
right.
NFC North. But hey, is what it is. So I think the schedule, I don't see a place where it doesn't play in our favor. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't.
That's not true. Minus the bye week being about 4 weeks earlier than I'd like it to be.
Yeah, but some bye weeks are at like week 4, or I think they start it, but
4 or 5,
it's
yeah.
not horrible, but I do agree that it's a little early. I'd like it later, but that's all right.
Would you rather a week 5 bye week or like a week 15 bye week?
Yeah, I think I want it earlier. I don't know why I say that.
Well,
good
because if the
answer. I
wheels
don't know
start to
why.
come off, you can realign.
Well, I think there's guys, especially in our situation, that have come back from injury, that have really
Yeah.
come back from major injuries. So that's an extra buffer week to
That's
get
true.
them in.
No, that's a really good point. So, all right, I think you good? You got anything else?
No, I'm good, man.
Good. Well, hey, that's it for this video. I'm excited. I'm excited about this year, and it's like 3 months away from even being preseason. So I'm pumped. I'm ready. I know you guys are because people are watching. If you like the channel, hit that subscribe button below, and we'll see you on the next one.
See ya.